So I'm still confident that we'll be ready for the first game, but it's not what you'd like to see today.
Do you feel like you improved from your first preseason game? Your first scrimmage to your second?
Individual performance, no, but I think I'm getting better every day. I feel more comfortable than I did last week. So I think, my overall performance is still getting better.
Joe, did this feel a lot different or a little different from that first scrimmage? Was it a lot different or a little different? Which would you say it would be?
I would say a lot different. The first scrimmage we were kind of hitting on all cylinders. Today was, we had some rough patches as an offense, but we'll watch the film and critique ourselves and get better.
What did you start on? I'm sorry.
Just off the hip, what do you think kept y'all from kind of finding that sync that y'all had in that first scrimmage?
We had some guys out. We weren't live, so, it's tough to run the ball when any kind of touch is a tackle. And then, we didn't execute the way we needed to. I didn't execute the way that I needed to. So I know, not everybody was happy with how we played today.
Did the crowd noise have any effect on the logistics? Was it tough to get used to, or was something obviously you haven't had before?
No, I don't think that had anything to do with it. It was good to have it out there to get used to what it'll be like in the games without fans in the stadium. So we tried to make it as game-like as we could.
I would imagine you've had louder. I would imagine you've had louder crowds.
Yeah,
it wasn't too hard for you.
Yeah, I played in the SEC, but there's some loud crowds out there.
Joe, looks like you won't have an officiating crew on a football field with you until you play the Chargers on the 13th. Is that kind of weird? Is that kind of odd not having them out there? I mean, there was some calls where, what really happened? What was the deal? Is that kind of a tough thing to deal with?
Yeah, it is. The guys that we have out there on staff that are kind of being our makeshift officials are doing a good job and trying to make it as game-like as they can. But, you really won't get that experience until the first game.
When you started out 0 for 3 and then you completed like 7 or 8 in a row, I mean, is that just Joe Burrow? I mean, no panic, all poise?
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm not, if I go 0 for 3, 0 for 10, I'm going to keep throwing the ball and keep trying to execute the offense the way that I need to do to win. So I'm not focused on, the last play. I'm living in the moment on the field. Every play is life or death to me.
Joe, we saw a touchdown of Tyler Boyd and a couple good connections. How important and invaluable is that to just build that connection with him when, you have AJ and Joe sitting now? I mean, he's one of your top playmakers, right? Yeah,
TB's going to have a big season, I think. He's been working hard and really understands what we're trying to get done on offense. I have a great connection with him right now, as well as a lot of other guys.
Joe, along those lines, I mean, how concerned are you about not really having any kind of game scrimmage type experience with AJ, at this point?
We get our individual routes that are full speed, so that's really, I just need to see him run full speed routes, and I've seen that, and I feel comfortable with how he runs routes. He feels comfortable with how I'm going to throw them. The one thing I think I am a little worried about is not getting hit until the first game. I've been kind of lobbying to be live in one of these scrimmages. I don't know how well that's going to go over, if I'm going to get my wish, but we'll see.
I don't think you're going to get your wish on that. But that's actually a good question. Do you feel like you're getting a feel for what the NFL pass rush is going to be like when they can't sack you?
Yeah, I mean, you do as much as you can, but you'll never really know until you get out there and you're live and the bullets are flying. So I've always prided myself with, my movement in the pocket, and so it's just going to have to be quicker and faster decisions at the NFL level.
Joe, you've been one to not avoid contact when you've been out of the pocket and running. Do you feel like that's going to change? I mean, do you have to adapt that style to maybe slide a little bit more?
Yeah, I'm going to slide a little bit. I'm getting paid lots of money now. That was my thing all the time. Once they start paying me money to play this game, I'll probably start protecting my body a little more.
Joe, there were some 50-50 balls, not just with the number one offense, but overall the number two's coach was referencing that the defense did a better job than they had up to date on getting their share of the 50-50 balls. That's not going to deter you from doing your thing, though, right? I mean, you have utmost confidence that if they're not going to catch the football, the defense won't.
Yeah, if we have one-on-one coverage, I'm going to throw it up to my guys and expect them to make a play. Those aren't 50-50 balls. To me, those are 80-20. I think, our guys get paid a lot of money to catch footballs, and the defense gets paid a lot of money to cover, not catch footballs. So I'm gonna trust my guys and put the ball in the right places, and they're gonna go make plays.
That last snap, that fourth down, coach, I guess, kind of alluded to a blitz. Is that what happened on the fourth down from the 8 or wherever you guys were trying to get the winning touchdown?
Yeah. They brought a good blitz. It's a good blitz that they have. It's tough to block. So it was, I didn't get it picked up the way I needed to, and I had to, get the ball out of my hands and hope he made a play for me.
Joe, y'all went out to the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center yesterday, and Mike Brown was out there. How important was that for you to kind of see that from the ownership that they were involved and kind of were involved in the conversation the way that the players had wanted throughout the week?
I think that was great for, our team, our organization, and for the community to see Mr. Brown and the whole family there with us, showing their support, leading the charge towards change. And, a lot of guys and a lot of people in this building have worked really hard to drive change and to find foundations that we can support and find events that we can do to kind of facilitate change. And we're going to continue to do that. That was just one step in this process, one baby step. It was a great event with the full support of the organization, and we're going to continue to do what we can to facilitate change as far as race relations and police brutality and try to unite this country.
Joe, the last time you made a speech like you made at the Freedom Center was your Heisman Trophy acceptance speech, and your speech led to like $600,000 being raised for a hell of a cause. Do you think there was a plan that was executed, after your speech? Now the speech is the first step for everybody, but do you think there's a plan in place that could lead to $600,000-$700,000?
There is a plan in place that, we're going to roll out here in the next year. There's events getting put on, there's money being donated and gathered for foundations, and there's going to be a lot of good that comes out of it.
Joe, I know you guys got to tour the Freedom Center too. Was there anything that you saw inside that, left a lasting impression on you or is like memorable to you?
The number one thing that hit me was the fact that the education system didn't really educate me on a lot of topics. The specific example would be the black codes in Ohio. I had no idea what those were, and the people at the Freedom Center did a great job explaining that to me. How you had to have a permit if you were black in Ohio to live here, and how you had to have 2 people vouch for you and pay $500 so you could live in the state of Ohio. I had no idea. I had never been taught that information, so that was, I think, great for a lot of people to hear that information. I think it would be great for a lot of people in the community to hear that.
A lot of your teammates have told stories about things they've experienced. So a lot of your black teammates. Have there been more than one occasion where it's opened your eyes real wide how could that have happened to somebody?
There really has been. When you're a white player, you don't think about half the things that, your teammates think about, the things that they have to talk to their kids about. It just doesn't even cross my mind. And to hear that is really eye-opening. I won't share any specifics because that's not my place. But there has been a lot of stories that have been eye-opening.
Hey, Joe, how was the decision made for you to be one of the 2 that would talk there? Was that a vote? Did you step up to do that, or how did that come about?
So Trey was the one that kind of wrote the mission statement. So he was going to read it, and then my teammates thought it would have a great impact if I read it. So they kind of asked me to read half of it, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't take away Trey's opportunity to read what he wrote, but they, said that was okay and that I should be the one that read the second half.
How'd that make you feel?
It made me feel really good. I think, my teammates have done a great job of making me feel comfortable and part of the team. And, it's not always the case as a rookie. So I think it really did make me feel at home.
Joe, but I'm wondering when you spoke,
I'm sorry, you're cutting out. Can you restart?
Have you? Can you now?
No, I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Do we have any more questions for Joe?
I do have another question. It was a little bit hard to tell on some of the things what counted and what didn't count tonight. What happened on the first touchdown pass to Boyd? Did they blow that dead because of a sack?
They called it a sack, yeah.
And how about the interception?
There was mixed signals on that interception. I heard defensive pass interference. I heard incomplete. I heard interception. I'm not really sure what they ended up calling.
Joe, do you feel like you're tracking in a good way based on your experience last year and your overall experiences in football every year? Are you tracking in a good way for the opener against the Chargers? Do you feel good about where you are right now?
I feel good about where I am right now. I'm not where I need to be yet. I still have a lot of work to do in these next 2 weeks before I play on Sunday, but I feel good about where I'm at right now. I think my teammates feel good about, where we're all at right now, but the pre-game work, the game plan work is not even close to finish. So we still got these 2 weeks to hone our skills and get ready for that first game.
It looked like Hubbard was trying to give you a pretty good look. He kind of chased you all over the yard today. What did you think about? He's kind of in your face quite a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was getting after it. That was good to see. That was kind of my first full-speed reps against Sam in a long time. And so he was getting after it. That was really good to see.
Joe, you mentioned being 2 weeks out. Just how anxious are you? I mean, you guys don't have any preseason games. You're not really going full go live stuff. How anxious are you just as a competitor play a full go game again?
I'm not too anxious yet. Like I said before, I still have a lot of work to do before I'm ready for that game. I still have I've watched a little Chargers film, but not a lot. So I still have to dive into that. We don't even have a game plan ready yet. So I'm still in fall camp mode right now, and still have these 2 weeks to study and get better every single day before that game.
Joe, you seem to be a guy that loves the grind. I mean, some guys, have their days where might not be as focused as other days. You seem to, every day seems to be real important to you, and you don't want to waste it for your development. I mean, how do you stay so focused like that all the time?
Yeah, I mean, if you waste a day, there's somebody out there that didn't waste the day and you lost the day. So I'm a competitor. I want to win every single day, and I'm always competing against myself to get better every day. And when I compete against myself, I'm also competing against all the other quarterbacks, all the other defenses, all the other defensive coordinators in the league. So I can't waste a day, especially as a rookie. I'm going to attack every day like it's Sunday. It's like it's the Super Bowl. So that's how I'm going to approach it.
Hey guys, just one or two more for Joe. We got to get him out of here.
Do you think that your defensive front in particular, and the Chargers, and Bosa, they've got other defensive players as well. Do you think your defense, though, when they give you the look like they gave you tonight up front, can't be much better than that?
We've got some guys on that defensive front. DJ, Mike Daniels, Sam, Carlos didn't practice today. Carl. We have some guys up there that, I think are going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of offenses.
All right, that looks like it'll do it. Joe, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.